What's up? It's your girl Alethea coming in with another video. And in this video, I am going to chat with you guys about my hair, about the change, the reason why I decided to comb my locks out, and share with you guys my everyday basic makeup look. So if you're interested in seeing this, then please continue to watch. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and leave me a comment and share this video across all your social media sites. To my oldie but goodies, thank you so much for hanging in with your girl. Y'all, please go ahead, like I said, and give this video a thumbs up and share it across all your social media sites. But otherwise, continue to watch. It has been a while since I have come in with a sit down video, but I decided I wanted to come in and chat about my hair and whatever else comes to mind and just do some makeup with you guys. So that is what we're doing today. Before we get into doing the makeup, I'm going to share with you some things that I did get during the Sephora sale, which really and truly, I got what I got the last day of the sale, the very last day of the sale. I did order some things from Ulta as well because Ulta did what Sephora does. When Ulta has their sale and Sephora butts in and adds, has their sale or whatever, Ulta did the same thing. Ulta said two can play that game. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And that's what they did. And so here I am, and I'm going to share with you the things that I did get, which was not much, but I am going to share what I did get. Okay, so you guys don't know, but and when I say this, trust and believe me, I have nothing against drugstore makeup because I will wear some drugstore makeup. But there are a couple of things that I did get from the drugstore that I've been using that have not been tickling my fancy like they did years ago when I used them. And one of those things is this Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I bought this Maybelline Fit Me foundation and this was not giving what I needed to give. And I know it was the foundation because I kept saying there's something wrong. There's something wrong with my foundation. Something is going on with my foundation. I am not loving my foundation, right? So I decided to try a new foundation and I got this foundation during the Sephora sale and I got it at the last minute. Now, here's the thing. I watched Tina from the Fancy Face and watching her video, one of the things she had done, she got this same foundation and she got it in the color 32, which I don't remember what 32 was, but I got it in 32. 32 is too dark. So I thought she was like, and I should have known to go up one level because while I always think that she's my foundation twin, every time I get a foundation that she recommends, I have to go back and get a lighter color. So I don't know whether it's her lighting or what, or whether it's my lighting, but it just doesn't work. So anyway, I did still end up getting the same foundation, which is the Put On Myself Natural Matte Longwear Foundation from Rare Beauty. And I got the shade 31, which is described as a medium deep neutral. Here's the box. And the foundation. And here I've gotten a couple of smudges on here, but I like the way this is made, and then it's flat. So, and on the back it has this lock and you can unlock it. So therefore, if you take it and you put it in your bag to go somewhere, it won't pump if something gets on it. So I did get this foundation from the sale. I also purchased this Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and I got the color Pound Cake. Now, here with it, and here it is. And the one thing that I don't like about this, I don't like the little sifter thing in there because I feel like I don't get enough powder. But when I tell you I love the smell, Huda Beauty, Huda Beauty always has a lot of different, not a lot of different fragrances, but Huda Beauty's products always have fragrance in them. And I know some people don't like fragrance in their product, but I love it, love it, love it. Another thing that I purchased, and I don't have it with me, that I have not been liking is my drugstore mascara. So one of the things I've been doing is staying away from watching videos that's going to have me, wanting to go out and buy things, which I still watch videos, but the ones that's going to make me want to go out and buy things, I kind of stay away from them. So I was like, let me go back to doing some drugstore products and things like that. But some of them are just not what I need them to be because I'm so used to buying high-end products. That's the only conclusion I can come to. So the mascara I was getting, it just was not working for me. I don't have itty bitty 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 lashes, but I don't have long lashes either. And so what I did end up doing was getting the Lancome. What is it? Tiny Doll. Is it Tiny Doll? Does this one? I don't know. But this is the Lancome Idol Lash Mascara. I ended up getting 2 of these. So I have this one and I have another one in here. And these came from Ulta and they were on sale for $24, which is pricey to me for a mascara. But I love the way they make my lashes look, because if you guys know, I'm not a lashes girl. I wear lashes every now and again, but I'm not a person that's going to wear lashes on a regular basis. Another thing that I did get from Ulta, because I needed some more setting spray, which I do have this Tear setting spray. It's almost gone. I love this. But I did get this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray Duo. This was $33 at Ulta. And I got, where's the mini at? Okay, and with this, I got this mini that I've used a few times, and it has a full-size spray in here, and it was like $33.60, I believe, I want to say. But the, what you call that one? The one at Sephora was $32 for 2 minis. No brainer, right? No brainer. So I got that. And the last thing I got lately, I have been wearing mascara on my, not mascara, but liner on my waterline. And so I went back and I got an oldie but goodie liner that I used to wear back in the day. And that is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the color 0. So that is all I got. And I do want to, real quick, I do want to go back and get the number 32, because I think that number 32 will probably be a good match for me and my summer color. All right. So now that that is all out the way, let's go ahead and get this party started. What I'm going to do is prime my face with this Refi face primer. Recently, I got my eyebrows done, and I don't know why, but right here on this part of this brow, it just does not stay. So it is what it is. But I did get my brows done, so all I do is prime my lids, because I don't have to do my brows anymore right now. Okay, so about my hair. So I started taking my hair down in, I want to say October. I started taking my hair down. What I did was I cut it into a bob. And that was not the original plan, to cut it in a bob to take it down. I was just going to take it down with its full length, but it was just too long, and it was taking too long to take out one lock. But let me go back before we start with that. Let me go back and tell y'all. So I had been feeling like it was time for my locks to go. I had just kind of feel like I'm hitting on it. I probably wasn't, but I kind of felt like I was hitting on the microphone. But I had been feeling like for the longest time that my locks were just weighing me down. Like they were just too much. They were, I don't know. Like, and when I say weighing me down, not as far as the weight of them, they were heavier. Don't let me sit here and tell you they weren't, but they were heavier when I took a shower and I shampooed my hair. But just like walking around, my locks were fine. It's not like when I say weight me down, I'm talking about, oh my gosh, they were heavy, they were pulling and all that kind of stuff, because that's not what it was. When I got my locks, and I didn't get my locks as some type of spiritual movement or anything like that. For my palette, I'm going to use this Oldie But Goodie from Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette is well loved, and I still have another one. Probably expired, but that's okay. Because when the sale happened, I bought, she had the collaboration, I actually bought 2 of these, so I still have another one. So when I did get my locks, there wasn't some type of spiritual movement or anything like that. I know people say they get their locks for spiritual reasons and all that, My locks were simply because I was just tired of my hair not having oomph when I did it, because my hair is fine. And so I wasn't having that oomph that I wanted, that I would see other people have with their hair. But also, I was tired of doing my hair. I was just flat out tired of dealing with doing my hair. So I was like, well, if I get locks, I won't have to worry about doing my hair. And I didn't know what type of locks I wanted to get. And I started off with trying to do my locks myself, which is what I should have stuck with doing. But I ended up getting Sisterlocks, as you guys know. If you've been here for a while, then you know. And I documented my journey at the beginning. I was documenting my journey of me and my Sisterlocks, that I just felt like that's what I should do. But as time went on, I stopped documenting my journey. It wasn't no rhyme or reason why I stopped documenting my journey. I just stopped documenting my journey. One of the things I forgot to do while I'm doing this, I always go ahead and color correct under my eyes. And I always put some of this Therapeach, what is this, paint pot from MAC. I always put some of this to cover my pores. I got that idea from Savannah Silver, from Sumi, off of Savannah Silver on YouTube. But anyway, what was I saying? So, and I think I was saying that I was just tired of dealing with doing my hair. And so I chose locks. And like I said, I ended up getting Sisterlocks, and I was documenting that journey. But then I stopped documenting. It wasn't a reason, a rhyme or reason why I stopped documenting. There wasn't a rhyme or reason why I stopped documenting. I just stopped documenting. No particular reason. So fast forward. So no, let's go back. So during the time when I got my locks in 2019. And as time went on or whatever, I was just loving my locks. I love my locks. I didn't at the time when I got them done, and as time went on, I had no plans of getting rid of my locks. That was not a part of the itinerary. I'll put it that way. It was not a part of the itinerary to get rid of my locks. But as we can see, here I am today, and I have no locks. With my locks, I had a lot of things that happened in my life, a lot of events that were traumatic to me. Let me put it that way. That were a bit traumatic. I lost my mother. I lost my aunt, whom called my locks ugly when I first got my locks. Let's not make no mistake about that. She called my locks ugly. But I lost her in the midst of it. I lost my mom. I had a lot of personal things going on that were weighing down on me. You know, my daughter and I, just being transparent, we went through a very rough patch. I just started to feel like I was wearing everything in my hair. I started to feel like my locks were just weighing me down. Not only that, but I have lost a lot of weight. You guys, if you've been here with me for a while, then you know I have transitioned. I've lost a lot of weight. And when you lose weight, no matter how fast or slow you lose the weight, you're going to lose some hair. And my hair started thinning, and I already had fine and thinning hair, and my hair started thinning more. And not only that, not only did I have that against me, in my family, alopecia is a prominent thing. Not traction alopecia, but alopecia aorta. My aunt had alopecia, and my mom had alopecia. By the time my aunt passed, she was like a man that would have a toupee, and she just hair around the sides. All her hair was gone at the top. That wasn't the case for my mom, but she had very thin hair at the top. And I saw my hair thinning more and more. So I blame part of that on my weight, but not just that. I blame part of it on menopausal activity. If you don't know, I am of a certain age, and I'm at that point to where I got menopausal activity going on. That can also cause issues with hair and things of that nature. So I've had those against me. So not only did I have the death of my mom, the trauma, the things going on with my daughter, but I had my weight loss, and I had my the menopausal symptoms and things going on. So there was just a lot that was going on with me. And as time went on, it's just like I felt like I was wearing all of that in my hair. About a year ago, maybe not even a full year ago, I thought about cutting off my locks, and I changed my mind. Part of the reason I changed my mind was because my wife didn't want me to cut my locks off. Or people would be like, your locks are so pretty, your locks are beautiful, why would you cut your locks off? And making decisions based off of other people, like I've done so much in my life. So like I was saying, as my daughter calling, so like I was saying, basing my life decisions on what other people wanted for me. And one day I just said to myself, I can't anymore. I cannot wear these locks anymore. I cannot. And they had to go. However, my initial plan was not to comb them out. My initial plan was to just cut it off, do a buzz cut and cut it off. But Andrina was like, Miss Latrell, I'll help you comb them out. That's how I ended up combing the locks out. I may have to go ahead and go get that 32 because just in the last couple of days, the sun has gotten me. Looks like I've tanned a little bit. So like I was saying, we started in, I believe it was October. I took a lot of breaks. I mean, it would be like a week or two in between combing some out. And then it would be like combing out 4 and 5 locks per day. It was not a consistent thing of combing my locks out. Not gonna sit here and say, I mean, we didn't finish combing my locks out until January, which we probably definitely could have been done before then. But there was a lot of stopping, a lot of breaks in between with doing the locks, and because it's a tedious process. If you are someone that has locks and you decide that you want to take your locks down, be ready. Be ready. Because if you decide you want to comb them out, because it is a tedious process, I definitely understand why so many people cut their locks off versus combing them out, because it's not an easy task at all. At all. I need to go and get me a lighter concealer to lighten this up a little bit, to brighten it up, but I'm just doing how I do my makeup on a daily basis. I don't, I use the powder in hopes that the powder would brighten me up some or whatever. Just like I used to use cream bronzer and cream contour and cream blush and all that. I don't do all that on a daily basis. It's just too much, just too much. I do want to go back and get the banana powder from Huda Beauty. I should have went ahead and got it that day when they were on sale, but I just didn't know which color that I wanted to get and which would work best for my under eyes or for my face or whatever. But I do want to get that banana powder. Now this foundation is supposed to be like a primer, and you saw I put a primer on. I just stick to what I'm used to doing, but it's supposed to be like a primer and foundation, and it's supposed to set all in one. But as you can see, I am also setting this foundation. I'm so used to doing what I do, creature of habit, that I guess that's what I do. So right now I have just been wearing my hair in different like styles. Like right now I have these twists in there, basically twist styles. The first thing I did was, what do you call them? The featherweight twist. I did those the first 2 times, but this time I got some synthetic hair and did it because as there was a certain look that I was looking for with my twist, and I was not quite getting that with the feather-light crochet hair. And so once I take this down, my plan is to do one more set like this set, except with 12-inch hair. This is 16-inch hair. I don't want it this long, so I'm doing the next set to carry me through pretty much through my vacation season and summer season, vacation and summer season. And so that is my plan. But then after that, I am going to go ahead and get my hair cut into like a pixie. I want a pixie cut, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, the style of pixie that I want, that I don't know. When I do that, once I do get the pixie and change everything, I will not be coloring my hair. I do not plan on coloring my hair anymore. I just want it to be its natural color, and hopefully I'll get some gray. I have maybe one strand of gray in my hair, and that's not, coloring doesn't cover it up. I just don't have gray. My mom barely had any gray when she passed. Gray hair is just not something that's very prominent with some of the women in my family. Not all, but some of the women in my family. I love this little gloss right here that I got from the beauty supply store. It's nothing special. It's just like a tint. All right, you guys. So this is my everyday basic makeup look, minus the eyeshadow on the eyes. Of course, I do different eyeshadow each day, or I just don't do any eyeshadow and I just put some powder up there just to neutralize out my eyes, some concealer and powder to neutralize out my eyes. Now, one thing I wasn't going for with my hair was a 90s look, but that's what I've been getting. Everybody's been saying that I look like a flashback from the 90s, and I'm loving it because the 90s were my era. But anyway, so yeah, so this is my look. And yeah, so like I said, the next thing is pretty much a pixie cut. I don't know if I'm going to wear the pixie straight or if I'm going to wear the pixie in my curly state, but that is where I'm at. So, and if it's not a pixie cut, it's going to be like a little short bob. So stay tuned for that so you can see what I do with that. Also, if there's anything that you would like to see on the channel, then please go ahead and let me know, and I'll go ahead and get those videos out. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're an oldie, please go ahead and leave a comment. New people, leave a comment as well. Just leave me a comment, share this video across all your social media sites, help a girl out, help a sister to get back out there, get like in the YouTube sphere or what have you. Yeah, so this is my little everyday makeup look or whatever. I'm going to come back and do some looks and do some chats and stuff like that with you guys. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for coming to check out another video here on the channel. And until the next time and in between time, you ladies and gentlemen, be safe, and I'll do what? Catch you in the next one. Peace out, Boy Scout.